What's happening, beautiful people, and welcome back to another live stream right here on Cassius Morris Official. One step closer to becoming the biggest streamer on the planet. We're live, back in action, coming to you guys from Malaysia. Packed stream tonight, and by the way, I gotta go get the fade, get the haircut tomorrow. Guys, I've been trying to hide my hair under this hat, but my hair is getting so curly now that it's like the hat is lifting. It's slowly it seems like it's slowly floating off my head, like up into the air. Maybe if I get a super chat, I'll do the hairline reveal. So guys, hit me with a donation if you really want the hairline reveal. I gotta put these headphones back now. But I don't know if I can live with that being on the internet. It might be hard for me to come back from that one. Oh, I fucked up the hat now. But yeah, at least it doesn't look too bad. So today, the top story, I digress. IShowSpeed just finished a nightmare stream over in Algeria. Not only did he end his stream early, Speed was actually chased out of a stadium by crazed soccer fans. He was pelted with different things. They were throwing glasses at him, drinks, garbage. And he also lost some of his staff as a result of the incident and is even considering suspending his Africa tour after what happened over in Algeria. So we're going to watch all of the video footage. Excuse me. I got the mush mouth tonight. I got to warm up a little bit. We're going to watch all the video clips and then we're going to break it down. We have a bunch of other stories and things from social media as well to hop into. So smash that like button, hit that subscribe, and let's power this up. I say we don't waste any time. Let's just hop right in. And I'm going to try one more time with the headphones to make it graceful. Okay, it doesn't look too bad. It's better than my half-baked afro that's hiding under this hat. So let's hop into this footage. So IShowSpeed showed up to this game at the Nelson Mandela Stadium in Algeria, and this was the reaction.
Yo, this stadium's crazy. Oh, loop. The stadium's massive.
So he seems to think it's like a positive reaction so far, or maybe they just don't notice him.
What?
They start throwing stuff.
They throwing stuff? Ah, shit. Why they throwing stuff? Ah. Oh, hell no. What they throwing? I'm not even on a rivalry team.
By the way, I gotta tip my hat to Speed. The production on this live stream is insane. Like when he switched over to that drone shot, doing an IRL stream with a drone, diabolical production level. That's crazy.
Why they throwing?
But this dude puts in work. That's the thing. That's why he's where he's at.
Oh, hell no. What they throwing? I'm not even on a rivalry team.
He's like, Algeria, I was gonna root for you guys in the game. What the
I'm
fuck?
not even a rival. I support United. Oh, hell. Oh, wait. What
So
the
funny.
hell? Oh, hell no. We got to get out of here. Why they throwing stuff? I'm leaving this man.
Oh shit.
Why are they throwing stuff?
Watch out, him. Just water.
Oh, they're getting hit.
Just water it.
I know, but why they throwing it?
Yeah, it's neutralized.
That's what they're like, they're diehard fans.
I know, but...
Because if you don't support them, they don't care.
No. We're not walking around no more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just wait here.
Walking around for what? To get thrown at?
Diehard fans. If you're not wearing a t-shirt,
They're throwing-
they don't care.
What?
Or you can tell he's trying not to break character because I feel like he's low-key pissed. You can see it's like he's trying to keep his spirits up and entertain the audience, but bro, I mean, think about the way that artists react when they're on stage doing a rap concert or something. Like Kid Cudi literally threw a temper tantrum off of one water bottle getting thrown at him. Now picture people are throwing like 100 bottles.
Like real big fans.
Bro, I got on the Algerian national shirt.
But, you know, that's team.
I'm not even, I'm just...
They don't like
They don't like being filmed. They don't like being filmed.
close to them.
Okay.
They don't like being filmed. It's a football game or a soccer game.
Speed, they are don't like to film them. Okay?
This dude's holding a camera as he speaks. He's like, Speed, don't film them. Dude's literally standing there holding a camera.
He had a football game.
Yeah, but they are ultras, you know, the ultras mentality.
That don't make sense. You don't like being filmed?
Nah, that makes no sense, bro. I'm with Speed. How are you going to show up to a sporting event that's televised and say you don't want to be filmed?
Like to film them, okay?
They had a football game.
Yeah, but they are ultras, you know, the ultras.
Ill trust, bro, then stay at home. This reminds me of those like First Amendment audit videos when people are just like, they're walking around in public, they're in a space which has like 100 cameras on the ceiling, and they see a guy filming, they don't want him to film. You're in a place that's being filmed whether you like it or not. If you don't want that, create privacy and stay at home.
That don't make sense. You don't like being filmed?
They are friendly.
But a football match is filming everybody.
Should we check the other side out?
Hell no! No, they're not. They gonna start throwing water. They gonna start throwing water. No, bruh. I'm not trying to get water thrown at me.
They're clapping for you, though.
Are they
Shout out Nathaniel in the chat.
All right, man. I'm like, let's see. Okay, I like them. I like them.
Oh, he thinks he found his fans
I
now.
like them. Yeah, I like y'all. I like y'all. Chad, what's this club? What's this club?
And they, watch, he's gonna get pelted again. Look.
Okay, Chad, I like this club. Okay.
No.
Whoa, God. Damn. Oh, shit. Okay, never mind.
No, he was so happy. The false sense of relief that he found his people in the crowd.
Let's see. Okay, I like them. I like them. I like them. Yeah, I like y'all. I like y'all. Chad, what's this club?
Sorry, guys, I'm trying to fix the video.
What's this club? Okay, Chad, I like this club. Okay. Whoa, God. Damn. Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. Oh, I'm out. Bruh.
Bro, why are they doing him dirty, though? I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, we have to watch the rest of the clip.
Brody. Bro, they lied. Bro. This is crazy.
That's a wild crowd. Bro, why can't we get crowds like this in America, by the way? I feel like crowds in North America are dog shit compared to international crowds. Like, I watch the sporting events, metal shows, concerts, South America, Africa. They're going crazy. You never hear this shit in Canada.
It's crazy, bro.
They like you, but they don't like them to film them, you know?
They like you, they don't like
it.
your camera.
Bro, this guy needs to stop. He literally has 2 cameras in his hands. Guys, I didn't realize he has 2 cameras. Bro's got the DSLR and the DJI. Sitting here talking about they don't want to be filmed. Man, stop the cap. Like, seriously. And see, if I was Speed, I'd be getting annoyed at this point, too. I'd be like, what is the motivation behind this?
You know,
They like you, they don't like your camera.
But they like you. They say
But they like you, they like you.
you.
That don't make no
What's wrong
sense.
with you, bro?
They don't like Anthony. They don't like Anthony. They chucked a finger at his head. You okay?
Good. Listen,
No, they don't like me. You don't throw water at somebody you don't like.
Facts.
No. I don't.
Yeah, bro, at least be honest. Just be like, hey, man, maybe this isn't your crowd. Don't bullshit them.
The atmosphere is crazy. We leaving?
No, let's go.
We leaving? They keep throwing water at me. Oh, crap. All right, Chad, I got... They threw like 50 waters at me.
They love you, though, man. They love you.
No, they don't.
Bro, who are these yes men around him? Honestly, if I was Speed, I'd fire these guys immediately. Dude just got chased out of the stadium, pelted with water bottles, beer thrown at him, and everybody around him is like, dude, they love you, they like you. And see, I'm glad that he can actually see through it. This is the #1 thing that's a danger when you get to the level of a guy like Speed, is the fact that you can really be surrounded by people who tell you everything you do is great, or these yes men, but you can actually start to believe them at a certain point. You know, I think this is sort of like the Kai Cenat syndrome that we're seeing now. Kai Cenat is one of those guys that he likes the yes men. Everybody around him is encouraging him. Yeah, you should quit streaming. Quit streaming. The clothing brand's going to be even bigger. You don't need to stream. Everything you're saying is great, Kai. Meanwhile, Speed, he can see through the bullshit. He's like, no. Don't come up to me bullshitting. They don't like me.
All right, Chad, I got... They threw like 50 waters at me.
They love you, though, man. They love you.
No, they don't.
They don't like being filmed, that's all. But they love you.
They don't like being filmed at a football match.
Come, we're gonna go sit with them.
So stupid. That guy knows he's full of shit, too. Look at him smiling. He's like... Everybody's like, damn, he's not buying it.
They don't like being filmed at a football...
The camera.
We are in a football stadium. Everybody got their phone out. Even the national broadcast is filming. You gonna get mad at the national broadcast too? I'm just here to watch the football match. These fans too crazy.
No, right now.
Look, I would understand if I had the opposite jersey on, but bro.
We're just excited for you.
Bro, this guy is so dumb. I want to punch this security guy in the face. I wish I could grow muscles the size of this security guard and just be his equal stature and just punch him right in the face. Still bullshitting him. Still telling him they like you.
But bro.
We're just excited for you.
I really gotta belong here, bro. I'm about to dip.
They're just excited.
Hey, don't throw water, bro. Don't throw water.
Oh, they're going to keep getting him now?
Don't throw no water. It's at 5 o'clock.
I love how everybody's at the stadium to watch the game, but they're just watching him. Like, why is he more entertaining than the game? Trump goes to a sporting event. He's not even noticed this much.
All right. So I'm about to leave, y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
Wow, they keep throwing. Oh, bro, the disrespect. The disrespect is crazy.
Get out of here. Let's get out of here.
Oh.
I'm leaving.
Nah.
We are out, bro.
Nah, dude, this is crazy. He's soaked. Mind you, this is a multi-millionaire. See, this is the thing. This dude, I think he just sort of woke up. He's like, I don't have to deal with this shit. Like, bro, you're literally a young celebrity. You're out here running the world. You don't got to tolerate this type of shit.
I'm leaving. We are out, bro. We leaving, chat. They keep throwing water. What is wrong with them? Why
Bro,
is
security's doing too much, man. Screaming at people, like...
We are out, bro. We leaving, chat. They keep throwing water. What is wrong with them? Why is they mad, though? I can't understand. Why is they mad?
Because
I'm here to watch the game.
bro, die-hard fans, that's what they like.
What the hell?
They're fucking die-hard.
Crazy.
They love you.
They love you. They love
They
you.
love me, Rudy. What the hell they don't?
Caught with what? Yeah. I caught, yeah, they chucked it and I caught it, Speed.
You caught it?
Yeah, look, see?
Did you get on
Give
stream?
me water. You want it? They love you, bro.
Yeah, Chad, they love me, Chad. I was just thirsty and they kept giving me water. Chad, they knew I was thirsty and they kept giving me water.
IShowSpeed chased out of a soccer stadium in Algeria. Now, a couple points on this video. First of all, I have to hand it to Speed for the level of composure that he carried himself with through this clip. He handled it really, really well. And look, I can actually relate to this as somebody who's been in an IRL streaming situation where things have gone off the rails to a degree. I've had a couple situations in IRL streams in foreign countries where I'm not in control of the situation. And it's really hard to deal with the situation actually happening in front of you and also entertain your audience and retain the integrity of the stream. So Speed really did a good job here of not blowing his stack, not making himself look bad on stream, and also not ruining the stream. I think that's commendable for such a young dude. The guy's like 22 years old. He handled this really well. The second thing, though, just to play devil's advocate for a moment, is why are we exactly expecting all of these Algerian soccer fans to be welcoming and receiving Speed with open arms? That's the one thing I'm confused about with this video, and maybe this should serve as a learning lesson for Speed, because as a streamer, why are you on the field at a soccer game? Now, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be there. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to get special access. Of course, he should go and stream the game if they want him to do that. But why are you parading yourself across the soccer field as if you are the main event? Nobody in the stadium cares that you're there, and nobody in the stadium came there to see you. So you're in a foreign country, you're an American streamer, you're in a place like Algeria, which, okay, they have some people who watch American streamers, but it's not front of mind in a place like that. Not everybody knows IShowSpeed, and nor should they. It's nothing to do with where they are. And you're parading yourself across the field like you're the president. Again, I hate to bring it back to Trump. He's the only person I've seen even doing a fraction of this type of behavior. Walking across the field, waving, going to the skybox. And that's the president of the biggest country on the planet, the most powerful country on the planet. You as a live streamer, I think we're getting a little big for our britches, expecting to just walk around on a soccer field and be waving at the crowd in a country on the other side of the world and expect everybody to be bowing down at your feet. Now, I don't think they were right to throw water at him. I don't think that was necessarily the right move. But why do you feel like you're entitled to a warm reception? Nobody knows who you are necessarily. I mean, not in the world. I'm saying in that soccer match, it's not relevant to the game. And knowing that these crowds are so crazy, most of them are drunk, they're rowdy as hell. There's been tons of incidents at Algerian soccer games outside of this. This was just a poorly planned stream. And, you know, that's really what I would say. Because we have to remember, Speed's not a bad guy. But the way that people view influencers, especially in foreign countries away from America, is very different. Influencers and streamers don't necessarily have the best reputation. We talked a bit about this on last night's stream. Because a lot of them have given a bad name to the ones who are actually doing cool content. Now, I happen to think that Speed is doing cool content. I think he's putting in a lot of work. In the World Tour, I think, at least in my opinion, has been the most legendary streaming run of all time. I mean, I don't think there's any contest. Speed is quietly winning. He's quietly taking over the streaming game. And the quality of content that he's producing is way, way higher than any of these other streamers. There's so much work that goes into it. So I don't think he deserves to be lumped in with these other guys. But at the same time, maybe the barking and the backflips and all the crazy behavior a couple years ago had to do with that. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. I'm seeing Monty says I'd throw shit at him too. That guy sucks. Oh my gosh. Monty, maybe you should go join the Algerian soccer fans. Solomon, thank you so much. I appreciate it, brother. We got to speak the facts here. Don't forget where he started. Where did he start, Polo? Doing backflips in his room? Bad says, other than the stadium and the crowd in there, all of the Algerians treated him nicely. Well, that's not necessarily true. I think a lot of Algerians treated him nicely. We do have some other clips, though, of things that happened on these streams. But let's read a couple of comments here. There's the one comment that I just wanted to read to maybe add some context to this from somebody who does live in Algeria. They posted it on this Reddit thread. And this might shed some light on the situation here that happened. So this person says, I'm Algerian and feel like I need to give proper context here. I'm sure you've heard these fans labeled as ultras, which is true, but let me elaborate further. These are the fans of local football clubs in Algeria and have nothing to do with the regular football fans. We loathe them so much here because they ruin the football culture with their behavior. If you look closely, you'll see and notice it's all teenage boys and young men. They are like tribal, I'm not going to use the word they used, tribal people who have no idea who Speed is and hate everything to do with government. Oftentimes when one team loses, they destroy the stadium seats and start throwing stuff at police. They also fight each other in and outside the stadium, oftentimes resulting in serious injuries or even death. They just beef up police presence and frisk them on entry to confiscate any items they deem not allowed, and yada, yada, yada. So basically, really interesting explanation about what's happening here, that these are the ultra football fans, not necessarily a representation of Algeria or even Algerian football fans per se. This is a different subset of fans who have come in and really caused a lot of trouble. And we've seen this in many countries. You know, they have a lot of issues in Brazil at games where there's more fighting that seems to be going on at the games and in the stadiums than soccer. But this is a pretty common thing, apparently, from the ultras. Oh, look at this. We just got a comment in my chat. They're the ultras. You film them, you get real problems. I'm from Algeria, and I know why they throw at him, because they're ultras. There you go, brother. So sorry I missed your comment right before reading this one. I should have just read your comment. But that's verification. So that shows that I'm speaking the right information here on the stream. So yeah, definitely a shame that this happened. But I feel like it's a pretty good look for Speed, the way that he handled it. And also, I got to be honest, man, this actually restores my faith in IShowSpeed and his streams actually being legit. Because the one thing that I did notice about Speed's streams is he's going from country to country, city to city, literally traveling around the entire world, and every single stream has gone off without a hitch. Not a single thing has gone wrong. Everywhere he goes, he meets these interesting people that seem to be waiting for him around the corner. He goes to the Wall Street. He meets the founder of Wall Street in New York by coincidence. Every time he goes somewhere, it seems perfectly aligned. And honestly, I'm not going to lie, I've been thinking that the Speed streams are fake. That's just being completely honest. I've been thinking that they run it like a TV show. It's basically scripted, loosely scripted, and they just line up people for him to go and run into. But this seems actually super authentic. So this sort of restores my faith in Speed streams being legit. Let's hop over to another clip and let me know what you guys think of what we've seen so far. This one is not good, actually. This one's pretty bad. IShowSpeed noticeably upset after being called the hard R in Algeria live on stream. That's so unfortunate. Oh, he looks so sour after that. Dude, why would you do that, though? Nah, that's crazy, bro. The IShowSpeed disrespect is gone out of control. That's insane.
Let me check that.
Tell them let's go. Every time I get out, they tuck water bottles. Why are we still here?
Let's go. Okay, let's go.
We can't even watch the football game. What's the point of us being here?
Okay, our car's ready. We're leaving. Let's go. That's it.
I mean, like...
Why did I laugh? Because his face was funny when he said it. He had a funny expression after being called that. Well, I can't think his expression was funny.
I don't understand.
That's it. Up front.
Yeah.
I'm seeing another comment. I think people around him lead him on the right path. Honestly surprising, since he does have security with him that could trigger some people's reaction. Yeah, John, I completely agree. So look, guys, it seems like we got to the bottom of it, and that's why I'm happy we did this stream, because I'm always coming away from these streams with new information. I try to go in with all the facts that I can have, but sometimes we don't have all the information until we start digging deeper. So this is interesting to know. The Ultra fans destroyed this for everybody. They are not the typical Algerian fans, and they're not the typical representation of Algeria. I do not want to make it seem like I'm trying to pile on. I'm not trying to make this an Algeria issue. All I know is that this is something that happens in the football, soccer culture, and it's a really challenging thing for people to deal with. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that it was right that Speed got things thrown at him, or do you think they were doing too much? For anybody just joining, we'll show this 30-second clip too of this was what actually made him want to leave.
I'm about to leave, y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
And yeah, just like my chat said, it's all young men, the ultras apparently.
Let's get out there.
Huh? Wait, it's okay.
Come on.
Get out of here. Let's get out of here. I'm leaving. We are out, bro.
Guys, move out the way.
We leaving, chat. They keep throwing water.
Crazy. We have one more clip. Man, I swear, Algeria looks like the craziest place in the world. I have a friend in Algeria, actually. I used to do a music reaction stream, and I know a dope-ass rapper from Algeria. Should I go and pick up where Speed left off?
No. I don't want to shoot him. I don't want to shoot him. Oh, shit. What the hell? Bro, what is that, bro? No, chill, bro. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. No. What do you mean, no? Wait. No, what? Habibi, chill, baby.
What the
Habibi,
fuck?
bro. No. What you mean, no? No. Hey, Habibi. Habibi, what you on? No. Habibi, what?
Wait, Bibi.
Habibi, what are you on?
Habibi.
What is Habibi on? Habibi.
No.
Habibi.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No.
Hey, y'all tripping. Hold on. Oh, no. Hey, man.
That's
Hey,
fucking
we
funny.
tripping. Hey, Habibi, chill. Hey, let's. Captain, hey, let's.
Yeah.
Habibi.
No.
Why you keep saying no?
Holy shit, dude.
Hey, get these some people. Man, what the fuck? Oh, hell no. Y'all niggas tripping.
Bro, what is happening? Why are they shooting it so close to him?
Saying no.
Now, this dude is on some shit. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody did that to me. They might be laid out.
Saying no. Oh, baby. Hey, get these some people. Man, what the fuck? Oh, hell no.
No, those have to be blanks. There's no way there's bullets in there. There's no way there's bullets in there, is there?
No. Why you keep saying no?
No
baby.
way,
Hey, get these some
bro.
people. Man, what the fuck? Oh, hell no. Y'all
No,
niggas.
this shit is crazy. But, dude, the caliber of content, absolutely insane. And not even to glaze. I just got to give credit where it's due. IShowSpeed on the world tour, like I said, most legendary streaming run of all time. And I think for dude, looking back when he's older, we got to remember, this guy's like 22, 23. When he looks back on what he was able to do from his streaming, the places he was able to go and the things he was able to experience, it's going to be incredible looking back for him. I mean, I'm out here doing something similar. It's funny, like, I feel like dude was following my route. Not obviously not, because he doesn't know who I am. But dude, I get to Thailand, do IRL streaming. Speed goes to Thailand and does it. I go to the next place, he goes to the next place. So I kind of relate to him in a way. And I feel like even the 3 countries I visited this year have taught me so much about the world and so much perspective. So going on a world tour like this is insane. And I think this is dope, dude. And I think this, as compared to what we're seeing in the streaming space otherwise, oh shit, he's 20? My chat's saying he's 20. That's crazy. He's 20 years old, bro. That's crazy. But I think this type of content is so much more interesting than almost every other streamer, because think about what's happening in streaming right now. Kai just quit, and half of these other dudes are falling off. So really, when you're looking at streaming, bro, Speed's taking it. Like, let's look at the stream that happened last night. People are saying that the red pill movement and the red pill streamers, the movement is basically over at this point, is what people are saying. So there was a big group stream last night with all the red pill guys. It was Myron from Fresh and Fit, Sneeko, Clavicular, this new dude who we're gonna look at his stuff in a second here, and all the other guys. So this was supposed to be a big lit stream. Hey, shout out Alberta, Canada, man. I'm actually born in Alberta, so shout out to Alberta in the chat. This was supposed to be a really cool stream, like a Avengers Assemble type of stream of all the red pill dudes. But what people are saying is they actually just made themselves look like complete assholes. Let's take a look at this clip. Yeah, this is pretty bad. So this is clavicular, kicking women out of his section.
Make sure you're cutthroat. You tell her, look, are you trying to smash or not? If not, then don't come here, bitch.
Yeah, come here.
Cutthroat.
I'll say that. No, I got you.
Yeah, but like, cause tell her I got 5 other girls here. If you're not trying to fuck, you gotta leave right now.
All right.
You gotta be cutthroat with these bitches.
I got you. Listen.
Don't even bring her up until she says yes.
All right, listen. Hey, listen. I got 5 other bitches here. If you're not trying to smash, you gotta go.
I can get down.
All right, come on.
Fucking lights on, fuck you.
Oh my God, bro. Get a load of this guy.
Come on up.
You said yes?
Of course you do.
Good shit. Otherwise, no.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's a good line, you know? I told her I got 5 other girls here. If you're not trying to smash, you gotta go.
Bro, this is like a nightmare blunt rotation on steroids. This literally looks like the VIP section from hell. This is probably, if there was a bottle service in actual hell, this is what it would look like, and these are the people who would be there. But dude, I find it so cringeworthy when you actually see the red pill advice implemented in real life. It's one thing to sit in a room on a microphone and be misogynist and talk shit about women and say, fuck these bitches, you gotta lay down the law and all this shit that they do. But when you actually go up to a woman and speak like that, it just comes off as so immature. That's ultimately the way I would say. And look, if you want to have girls in your section that are DTF, we'll bring it back to the old lingo. If you want girls in your section that want to smash, that's cool. But you don't got to be a dick about it. And this is where it gets confusing to me. And this is why these red pill dudes, anybody who's listening to red pill streamers about advice on women is completely turned around. Because these dudes, a lot of them don't really have much experience with women. And the other thing is, if you were to actually speak to a woman on the street the way that these dudes speak about them, they just wouldn't entertain it. The only reason these dudes are getting away with shit is because they got clout. So it's like, this is a very obvious example of dudes who've got clout, and this isn't even a real situation. But my point in playing this clip in the beginning is these are supposed to be the other top streamers right now in the category. These are supposed to be Speed's competition. And with Kai quitting and these guys moving like this, I'm starting to feel like there's no competition. Let's hear my advice. What advice do you guys want to hear from me? I don't give advice. I do a talk show. I don't do an advice show. I mean, if somebody has a specific question that they want to ask, then certainly they can ask it. Yeah, let's take a look at another clip here. There's a couple more clips. This was just so bad. It was so bad. No. They're going to get me banned. Don't play this shit on my stream. Don't play this shit on my stream. Don't be playing HH. We'll play the Hallelujah version.
No disrespect.
Found his future wife after she saw she was giving him the same energy back.
No disrespect about
Bro,
being-
why are these retards calling me a hater? How am I being a hater? Because I think something's cringeworthy? I think it's that makes me a hater?
20 will be tolerated.
What are you gonna do about it?
Nothing.
Whatever.
Well, I'm about to eat my steak. I'm not gonna stab you with that.
Okay, retard. So how about this? You go up to a woman in a club and you tell her, unless you want to fuck me, get out of my face. You tell me how that works for you as a regular citizen with no money and no clout, and then we'll see who's right or who's wrong. Maybe you have a hearing issue. What I said was, it's fine if you just want to fuck. I don't have any problem with hookups. I don't have any problems with people being in the club. What I'm saying is that you don't got to be a cocksucker. You look at the dudes who sleep with the most women, thousands of women. They're the utmost gentlemen to women. They don't walk up to a woman and call her a bitch. That's all I'm saying. You can think she's a bitch. There's a way to go about it, though, if you want success.
Do you want one?
Pretty simple.
can share one.
It's probably not a good idea, but I'll get.
Why is it a bad idea?
When I get drunk, I get retarded.
Oh.
So
Aren't you about to go to the club?
yeah, but I usually don't drink.
Oh, what do you do?
Meth,
Oh. Straight to the point.
you know. You guys ever do meth?
You know what? No, I don't think.
Every Wednesday?
I don't think I've tried that.
Good shit. Well, it's not bad. But yeah, I'll start drinking when we get to the club.
Okay. Do you really not drink that often or no?
I try not to now. Like once a week, something like that.
That's two.
I can't believe I'm clubbing with fucking grandma over here.
Yeah, I know.
So hot though.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I'll keep doing the Botox.
Partying with the little baby.
Who is this guy, by the way? Can somebody explain to me the rise of clavicular and how he actually became a thing? I don't understand how I never heard of this guy, and all of a sudden, overnight, he's with every famous streamer in every possible scenario. I don't understand that. And it's not even a hate thing. I'm just genuinely asking. Where does dude come from? How long has he been doing this shit? I feel like I'd never heard about him before. Oh, is this when they met up with Andrew Tate? Bro, I'm really surprised they got Tate to go to the club with them, bro. I'm very surprised. I thought these were all the dudes who hated clubbing, by the way. Aren't these all like the fake Muslims? These are like, this is the fake Muslim, American nationalist, Christian bottle service section. Interesting. I've never seen something like this before. I think they talked about clavicular on SNL too. Do you guys think Clav's an industry plant or not? I would say yes. Like, I don't know. I feel like the industry is trying to plant him. By the way, I don't say industry plant as an insult to the person who was planted. So people will hear me say, I've said this about rappers before and different artists. People will hear me say that somebody's an industry plant and they think it's a slight to them or some sort of insult. If anything, it's actually the opposite. I think if the industry decides to plant you, good on you, because you're obviously doing something right and the industry sees that they can make a ton of money off you. That being said, it's not a criticism. Do you guys think, though, that Clav is an industry plant? This is a new clip from SNL last night referencing him, and it looks like the guy's even dressed like him as well. The guy from Stranger Things.
So I'm a looks-maxing Giga Chad. Basically, I discuss mogging, mandibular growth, and achieving Sigma status by breaking my jawbone and pulling highlights. So I'm a look.
Nah, bro. 1,000% an industry plant. I mean, dude, when you're out here talking about a streamer on SNL as if everybody's supposed to know who he is, they're not even naming the guy, and I'm supposed to know who this guy is. How would SNL even know who this dude is if he's not a plant? And dude came out of nowhere, too. Completely out of nowhere. Look, I don't begrudge him. I don't think it's a negative thing. What's the chat saying? Hang on a second. What do you do? I get money, little bitch. What the fuck does it look like I do? I'm a reaper. Good for you, buddy. Jack says, the Tates look like losers around them, just being honest. This is what I'm saying, dude. This is what I'm talking about. I don't think it's really a good look for Tate. Do you guys think this is the Tate fall off or no? Think they'll be able to keep doing it. Okay, we got some other clips here, guys. Make sure to smash that like and that subscribe. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, guys. The channel's going absolutely crazy. 2.1 million views in the past 28 days. The metrics are insane. By the way, I'm doing bigger numbers than most of these streamers. I went and took a look at some of these streamers. I'm doing bigger numbers than them. So this shit's lit. So shout out to everybody who's subbed up. We're taking over the game. Let's look at this clip here. So this one, Breaking NYC. They're showing the new New York subway turnstiles. So New York, I guess, installed these turnstiles. Maybe we should look at that to try to stop people from evading paying their fare. Which is so stupid, by the way, because public transport should be free. That's the first thing. Like, what is the chat? Do you guys think public transport should be free? I think the shit should be free. Or maybe it should be like $1. It should just be a flat rate. I think it's almost like a human right at a certain point. Let's take a look at what they were trying to do real quick for context. So these are the gates. So they figured this would stop people from jumping over. Nah, not in New York, bro. It's not going to stop shit. So this update says this is how it's going in New York with the new plan.
There's been a lot of videos on social media showing people how to game this new system, and we witnessed it firsthand. It seems the sensors that detect when riders enter or exit can be deceived.
Oh, wow.
Without actually tapping a fare, and that's just what this guy did, and then helped all of his associates.
So wait, what did he do? He threw a toque? He threw a hat over the other side? What did he do there? Let's break this. Let's do an instant replay ESPN style. He throws a hat to trick the sensor.
At firsthand, it seems the sensors that detect when riders enter or exit can be deceived into.
How did he figure that out? Dude must have just went down there and been looking at the gate and been like, look, I need to get on this train. I'm going to find a way. I wonder how many methods he tried.
The sensors that detect when riders enter or exit can be deceived into opening without actually tapping a fare, and that's just what this guy did, and then helped all of his associates. There's been a lot of videos on social media showing people how to game this new system, and we witnessed it firsthand.
Bro, that's literally innovative. What does this guy do? I feel like he's going to have a pretty good plan. Not going to get copy striked. Oh, yeah, you go right through. Bro, what type of bullshit is this? This is the most performative guard, like, security thing I've ever seen. It's so performative. Oh, these dudes got it, yeah. Bro, why did he use that guy's head as a step? He violated that dude who was trying to get through first. His head is like in a guillotine. Nah, bro got violated. Oh, shit. How long do you guys think it takes until someone gets their head chopped off? This chick's got her fucking head. Hang on a second. Whoa. No way. That's crazy. Yeah, I feel like, honestly, dude, just let people on the fucking train. But I know that's a very socialist idea, because who the fuck is going to pay the drivers? When there's a state that has so much debt and a deficit, how do you expect people to pay the driver? Yeah, exactly. It's all taxes anyway, so you're still paying for it. I see in the chat, public transport needs upkeep and maintenance. A fee to ride pays for this and keeps it running safely. Nothing is free and shouldn't be. Grow up. Now, I kind of agree, and that's kind of what I just said. Okay, let's go to some other clips here. We got a bunch of stuff. Bro, what is going on in New York? This dude robbed a Pokemon card shop in New York City. It says he smashed display cases and stole merchandise as customers and employees watched in fear. Dude, why is everybody in America such a pussy if everybody has guns? That's the one thing I never understand. Every time there's some crime going on in New York City, every time, everybody in the area just stands there frozen. That's what I see every time. Why is everybody so pussy? This is New York. You're supposed to fucking get up and slap that. Do something. You're a New Yorker. People don't even leave the store. They have the survival instinct of a fucking fart. No guns in New York. Yes, there are. There's lots of guns in New York. I never said they were legal. Bro, this couple literally stands behind them. They don't even leave the store. Why don't you leave the store, dude? Listen, one thing happens near me in a city like New York that makes me even slightly uncomfortable. I'm walking the other way. What do they say? The graveyard and the jail are full of tough guys? That's the thing. I'm not here to prove that I'm fucking tough. They still sit there. Nah, this is crazy. Honestly, man, if you're this much of a pussy, you deserve to get robbed. That's actually what I would say. If you can't even get yourself out of the building while somebody's stealing Pokemon cards, give me your fucking wallet at that. I'll take your wallet because you don't even deserve a wallet. You don't deserve shit at that point. All right, let's pop into some more clips here. This is, oh God, I know this is going to be terrible. So Joy Reid, the former mainstream media host, I believe she was on ABC, one of those networks. She's made a new statement on her internet podcast, which is, I don't know if it's a live stream or just a podcast. She says that whites in America, in general, she puts a statement speaking on all white people. She says, whites want non-whites to be hurt. Let's take a listen.
What you did was so powerful is white people want to have privilege and they want to have non-white people get hurt, but they don't want to have to watch it. They don't want to have their souls implicated in it. And so because they're now watching their Gardner, right, they don't want to watch John Lewis get beat. They just want him to get beat without them having to see it and having to be accountable for it.
Wow. Wow. Absolutely. I got to hear that one more time. What
you did was so powerful is white people want to have privilege and they want to have non-white people get hurt. But they
So tell me, Joy, which white person exactly told you this? I'm just curious. Are you speaking from a point of projection or are you speaking from a point of reality?
Hurt, but they don't want to have to watch it. They don't want to have their souls implicated in it. And so because they're now watching their Gardner, right, they don't want to watch John Lewis get beat. They just want him to get beat without them having to see it and having to be accountable for it. And what you did was so.
This is crazy. It's so ridiculous. And look, this is the type of mindset that keeps people down. This is the type of mindset that keeps people in a victim mentality. And I always find it so rich when it's coming from one of these black entertainers in the United States who is wealthier than me and you and anybody else that they're speaking to off of that country and building their legacy in that country. So tell me, Joy, the white people who hired you at ABC or whatever failing network you were on, did those white people want to see you get hurt when they were paying you 6 figures a year to be on television? Or how about when they gave you a promotion to a news show? Or how about all the white people who watched your show and who made you famous and rich to afford all of the luxuries and privilege, yes, privilege, that you get to experience in the United States? Did all those white people want you hurt too? Did they all have a secret vendetta against, or maybe they just didn't want to watch you get hurt. They just wanted you to be hurt on a subconscious level because they're white. I mean, this is the type of reasoning that a third grader would have, and that's being generous. This is absolutely ridiculous. But I always laugh at this. Rich black woman in America wants to tell me how bad it is in said country that she made a fortune in off of the same situations that she's projecting onto others. It's insane. So, Joy, give me a break, okay? All these guys are full of shit. Let's take a listen to this one. Actually, I thought there was a longer clip for this one. Let me try to find it right quick, guys. Bro said watching a black lady with straight blonde hair normally complain about white people is so ironic. That's funny as fuck. Holy shit. All right, let's take a look. Why can't I find the longer clip? Let's look at this one.
They are legitimately, proactively protecting pedophiles.
They are protecting pedophiles at this point.
By redacting the abusers' names. The White House, listen up, everybody. The fucking White House is protecting pedophiles. You hear that? They're fucking protecting pedophiles. That's what the fuck they're doing. They are.
What do you think, guys? What do you guys think about this? Epstein files, obviously a big thing. Look, I feel like this is one of those stories that even with so much going on in the world, it's kind of hard to ignore. But it's interesting watching Trump's base really wake up to it. I think what we're watching happen now is a lot of people are souring on the Trump presidency because of this Epstein thing and the projection that they're actually protecting pedophiles. This is the message that they're giving out to the world. So I think that we're watching a lot of prominent figures. Sean Ryan is one of them. Turn their back. I mean, this is a dude who I believe liked Trump before. We're watching Rogan turn his back on Trump. But not only that, we're watching just tons of everyday Americans really turning their backs due to the Epstein files. What do you guys think about this? I mean, do you think that this is... Oh, the other one got taken down? Okay, got you. Thanks for the note there in the chat that the full interview got taken down. But what do you guys think of this Epstein situation? The one statement that really caught me off guard, and I don't know how I can even say this because a statement from this guy should never catch you off guard because of the shit that comes out of his mouth, but Nick Fuentes speaking on Epstein. This was one of the most ridiculous clips I've ever seen. Although I got to find it again. See, I feel like they try to suppress some of these clips. I try to find some of these clips and they just disappear. Here we go. So take a listen to this, guys. I'm not even going to say anything before we play this. I want you guys' reaction to this clip right now.
This whole pedo thing, it's like, is it really pedophilia? I don't want to be the one that has to say it, but I guess I'm being forced to say it. It's not really pedophilia, okay? They weren't trafficking 5-year-olds. It was like they were technically not legal. Big difference, in my opinion. I know that's a controversial take.
What the fuck,
but that's not
dude?
Really the issue there.
What the fuck is this guy talking about? Is this guy serious?
Really the issue there, okay? The issue is not that they were barely legal teens, which is... what it is. It's horrendous. It's awful. It's pedophilia. Okay, relax. No, the issue is that...
Bro, how am I supposed to relax when the president's fucking kids? How the fuck do you want me to relax, dude?
Epstein is a Jewish spy probably working with Israel. That's the dilemma there. He's working with Israeli intelligence.
So yeah, it doesn't matter that he was a pedophile. It's only bad that Israel was involved because, of course, everything ever always goes back to Israel. Now, in this case, I do believe Epstein certainly does have ties to Israel. But Nick, listen, I'm not a big fan. You know, I'm privy to your show. It's in my orbit. I watch some clips. I think you generally have some pretty decent takes. I mean, there's some ridiculous, outlandish takes that I think are maybe more satire, maybe more so comedy that I don't particularly take seriously. I think some of the points are pretty on the nose. But a take like this, I really can't tell if you're actually being legitimate or if you've been influenced by somebody to say this at this point. And it just continues the question, what is the deal with all of these Trump supporters and all of the people in this section of the Republican Party who were hell-bent on defending pedophilia or quantifying it as, well, it's only bad if they're this age or she was old enough or she wasn't really that young or this or that? We're talking about Jeffrey Epstein, a dude who trafficked women middle school ages and up. You're trying to make a case that Jeffrey Epstein wasn't a pedophile because he was talking to barely legal women? Well, you, sir, don't have your facts straight. Take a look at the information about Epstein sending his female handlers to middle school campuses We can look this up and verify it if we need to. Epstein was literally sending Ghislaine's little handlers to middle school campuses in Florida, specifically in impoverished and underprivileged neighborhoods. Now, when we're talking impoverished neighborhoods, it's not like somewhere in South Sudan here. I mean, we're still talking about Florida. But we're talking about people who have less opportunity. We're talking about people who maybe lived in a trailer park, people who had less money. Epstein sent his handlers to these areas by these schools, these specific schools, because he knew that there were young middle school girls in these schools who were more likely to be vulnerable and come to see him. So you're going to sit here and try to explain to me how that type of behavior is not pedophilia? Well, that's where you lose me, because that's not based in reality. The objective fact of the matter is that Jeffrey Epstein was not only a pedophile, he was one of the most prolific pedophiles in documented history. And the idea that you would try to brush it off or be like, it's not that bad, or they weren't that young. Dude, somebody needs to check this guy's hard drive, because that makes me ask more questions about you than it actually makes me ask otherwise. Anybody defending Epstein, anybody defending this whole situation with the files, pass over the hard drives. I want to see all of the hard drives, because how are you going to sit here and defend this? How are you going to sit here and try to act like it wasn't that bad? But Israel's the problem again. It gets old after a while, dude. Nothing's a problem. You can say and do whatever you want. Pedophilia is cool. Racism's cool. Nazis are cool. Everything's cool, but except for the Jews, right? It's like, just shut the fuck up, dude. It's so stupid. So I would love to get on a debate with Nick or try to, speak on this or figure it out. But part of me just feels like he's compromised. This doesn't sound like a legitimate take that somebody would have. What do you guys think? Why'd the chat go so quiet all of a sudden when I start speaking facts? See? When we're just reacting to stuff, you guys want to come at me. Nick Fuentes for president? It could happen. I've heard of crazier things. Yeah, so the people, I'm seeing in the chat, nobody said it was right. It's just not the definition of pedophilia. Dude, do you know how much of a pedophile that makes you sound like? If you're ever in a situation where you're picking apart the definition of pedophilia, I think you're on the wrong side of the argument. Do you guys understand this? But what it is these dick riders in this community. See, what happens is people will make someone their god. They'll make someone their deity. And they'll commit, this is like the same thing happens with Trump and all politicians. People will commit so much to somebody that they've made their god. And they've agreed with them and ridden so hard for this person that when they actually are wrong for once, they can't admit it. So that's what we see with these dudes. You're going to keep dick riding a dude who's defending pedophiles. Gotcha, bro. Crazy. It's much, much worse than anyone has any idea of. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah, it's a cult. And look, it is what it is. It's a cult. It's people want to surround themselves with like-minded people and all sit around the campfire and listen to their God. But when you make somebody your God, you're ultimately going to be misled. That's what I would say about any entertainer. So yeah, shit's crazy. Let's go to some other clips, guys. Let's go to... Oh yeah, this one's interesting. So for me as a Canadian, I feel like I should react to this one. Alex Jones showed a clip. Actually, we don't need to look at Alex Jones. Let's look at just the clip itself. So the Canadian Prime Minister, Mark Carney, who's really not well liked, by the way, back home, for anybody who may be wondering. Really, really not well liked. I don't think we've had a well-liked prime minister since Stephen Harper, to be frank with you. But this new video that surfaced is raising serious concerns about Mark Carney and where his allegiance actually lies, if it's with Canada or if it's potentially with other foreign countries such as China, which of course had a lot of... I don't want to say influence on our last election and influence on Trudeau, but that's probably the proper term. A lot of influence. Seems to be a lot of Chinese influence in Canada from all of these leaders. So let's take a listen to Mark Carney and what he said, speaking about China and the New World Order.
Mine is the first visit of a Canadian Prime Minister to China.
You thought I was in Canada. Dude, I moved out of that shithole a year ago. Canada's a dump. I'm not going to sit on the Titanic while it sinks.
Mine is the first visit of a Canadian Prime Minister to China in nearly a decade. The world has changed much since that last visit. And I believe the progress that we have made in the partnership sets us up well for the new world order.
Are we serious, right? Hang on a second. No way he said that. There's no way he said this.
World sets us up well for the new.
What do you mean it sets us up well?
Sets us up well for the new world order.
This is literally insane. This is so insane. Now, I actually do want to hear Alex Jones speak on this for a couple seconds because I feel like he's going to lose his mind. The second you hear New World Order, Alex is going to go off.
You are about to see a clip that has really woken up the world.
Bro, what's going on with Alex's voice, by the way? Does he have COVID or something? This dude sounds like he's dying lately.
You're about to see the globalist Prime Minister of Canada pledge allegiance to the communist dictator in China, Xi Jinping.
And I believe the progress that we have made in the partnership sets us up well for the new world order.
But I thought they already had the New World Order.
Retrieved for the last 100 years, there are two major global superpowers, the United States and China. And we have the leader of Canada, who is the former head of the British Central Bank, a top globalist, a Klaus Schwab acolyte.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that too before we played this. So Carney's history is not even in politics, it's in finance. So he's got deep ties to all these institutions.
Retrieved for the last 100 years, there are two major global superpowers, the United States and China. And we have the leader of Canada, who is the former head of the British Central Bank, a top globalist, a Klaus Schwab acolyte, who just traveled to China and pledged allegiance to Xi Jinping and their model of the New World Order that was set up by our politicians here in the U.S. in the last 50 years. America was supposed to be done. But Trump, in the last minute, got back in and has now reversed all of that. That is the real fight going on. So this clip of...
Yeah, for all the shit we could say about Trump, by the way, he's definitely handling China. That's the one country he doesn't seem to bow down to. The only country he's a cuck to is really Israel. I feel like he's handling a lot of countries, though.
Mark Carney whispering under his breath in a meeting with Xi Jinping that our partnership, our progress, our relationship, our new world order. When he says that, he means the globalist system. He means the West shut down, China getting all the rare earth minerals, China having all the development. He means tyranny. He means aligning the West with the social credit score, the totalitarianism, new COVID lockdowns, the UN, because it's China and Bill Gates and the globalists that are creating the world ID, coming out with the universal credit score, the social credit score. This is so important. I have another article right here where this whole parade, MSN reports, of world leaders going today, tomorrow, and the coming days to bow to Xi Jinping. And they admit President Trump is not bowing to Xi Jinping. And we just got industrial numbers in. They're spiking. Inflation is slowing. Trump is winning. We are winning. But that's why Trump is under such attack, is because he is restoring sovereignty to the United States of America.
What do you guys think? Is Trump restoring sovereignty to the USA? Yes or no? Down below in the chat. I think maybe time's going to tell. Time's going to tell. I want to see if there's videos of Mark Carney in China or if he actually did bow down to Xi Jinping. Dude, I'm so fascinated to find out about China more, but I think I'm actually just going to have to go there, which I mean, I probably will like in the next couple of weeks. I'm not that far. But the thing is, like, every Chinese person that I try to talk to about, like, what's President Xi like and what's it like under his rule and what do you guys think about him? No Chinese person wants to tell me anything about China. And that's kind of why I'm almost, I don't want to say scared to go there, but I'm nervous to go there because I feel like it's such a massive country, but there's this level of secrecy that they all have. Like, China's such a big country that it feels like 5 different countries, depending which region you go to. But there's this secrecy, especially in the major hubs, that they don't really want us to know what it's actually like. And the only people who find out what it's actually like are the people who go there. So I'm very curious, but like it's kind of scary too. So there's no, hold on a second. There's got to be videos of this, right? I want to see some videos, and then we'll play the video of Trudeau and what he said. Okay, here's the clip of. Here we go.
Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. President. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. 主席您好，早上好。
By the way, why would Canada not have met with China in over 10 years? That sounds like such a ridiculous failure of leadership. You're telling me that you want to be seen as one of the most prominent countries on the world stage, and you don't even meet with China? You don't talk with China? How are you going to be a superpower in the world if you don't talk with China? It's idiotic.
And I know that the past few years in our bilateral relations have been challenging, at many points uncertain. And it's in the face of that uncertainty that the leaders in this room and the organizations that you represent, you have stayed resilient and focused, and you've helped bring us to this moment. Because when channels between governments had narrowed, it was often business leaders, leaders in the educational sector, broader leadership, who continue to build new possibilities and partnerships. So thank you. Thank you for your leadership and your persistence. And that's why I'm pleased that today Canada and China have reached a preliminary but a landmark trade agreement to remove trade barriers and reduce tariffs. Because by building...
Yeah, honestly, this might be Canada's last shot to kind of try to be reclaiming their spot as a superpower. I mean, if they're moving away from the USA, because Trump has damaged a lot of relations in Canada. I don't know if people realize it. Canada is playing nice with Trump and they're dealing with Trump as they need to, but Canada is not fucking with the USA anymore. I was living there part-time when the tariffs hit. And when I tell you guys that the vitriol and the hatred for Donald Trump reached a brand new level in Canada, I am not exaggerating. If you were to wear a MAGA hat in downtown Toronto 2 days after the tariffs hit and Trump did all of the threats about making Canada part of USA and all of the shit that he put everybody through in Canada earlier this year, if you were to wear a MAGA hat walking down the street, you would get knocked the fuck out. I'm not exaggerating. People were angry and American products were sitting on the shelves. So that doesn't just go away. You know, that's the thing. Yes, obviously Canada and the USA will always be in business to some degree. They will always be each other's closest allies in terms of proximity as well. So that's never going to go away, but the relationship will never be the same. It'll never be the same. And I'll never forget that. The level of anger. And here's the thing too. Here's why it felt like such a shift, by the way. Because in Canada, especially in Alberta where I lived, Donald Trump actually had a massive base. So Donald Trump had a lot of fans in Alberta. I would see people wearing MAGA hats frequently. I've talked about the fact that in his first term, I was quite a fan. I think Trump did a lot of good stuff in his first term and he shook things up. Now I think this term is not even comparable. But the point is, there's a lot of very conservative people, especially in Alberta, who really supported Trump and were hoping that he would win. And we were actually pretty excited when he won because we figured it would impact our economy in a positive way. See, being the closest ally in terms of proximity and with all the trade that we do. If the U.S. could get prices down for all of these things and have their economy go better, what happens is we get the trickle down, and we got the trickle down in the first term. When prices of things started going down before COVID, we got the trickle down. The economy started getting better. We got a little trickle down. It's a ripple effect to the closest allies, especially when you're dealing with trade. So, you know, the relationship will never be the same again. Let's take a look at this clip of the ex-prime minister speaking on why he admires the dictator of China. And look, they're going to suppress this video too, these fucks. Because whenever I try to find the videos really exposing, it's always suppressed. Okay, here it is. Let's take a look at this.
Trudeau's meeting last week with a group of Toronto women was an example. Even with Sun TV watching for any slip, he was asked which country he most admired and referred to China.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China. Because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say, we need to go green as fast as we need to start, investing in solar. I mean, there is a flexibility that I know Stephen Harper must dream about, of having a dictatorship that he could do everything he wanted, that I find quite interesting.
I found it a bit.
Bro, can you imagine if Trump said this? Imagine if Donald Trump said this.
We need to start, investing in solar. I mean, there is a flexibility that I know Stephen Harper must dream about, of having a dictatorship that he could do everything he wanted, that I find quite interesting.
This is such an unhinged statement. It is so insane. But this is a very good representation of Canada. And look, guys, I got to tell you, now I'm going to be vulnerable for a second now. Maybe I'll break character for a second. I am so upset about the way that Canada is going. It breaks my heart. Growing up, I was very proud of my country. I really loved being a Canadian. I loved what our country represented. I loved our values. I love the fact that we had shared values. Now we don't share anything because we're a nation of strangers. They've destroyed the country with immigration. They've destroyed the country with censorship. You can go to jail for not referring to a trans person as she when you want to call them a he. You can lose your teaching license, lose your job. If you decide to protest what the government's doing, they'll freeze your bank account and put you in jail. Nobody can afford to go and do anything for fun. People don't go to restaurants. People don't go to bars. People don't go to concerts barely because they can barely afford it. I am heartbroken as to what has happened to my country. And guess what? I miss my family. I want to see my family. I want to live near my family. But I live on the other side of the world because I am fighting for a better quality of life, not to live like a slave for the Canadian government, which, by the way, takes the majority of your earnings and taxes. I'm not going to live there and be an underpaid slave inside of the matrix. I would rather escape the matrix, but this is the price that you have to pay. I live here by myself. I shouldn't have to live here by myself. I should be able to live in my home country and enjoy it and have a good quality of life because I'm fucking entitled to that. Every Canadian is entitled to that. Every Canadian should be living a good quality of life. We should not be controlled. We should not be censored. We should not have our bank accounts frozen. We should not be poor. We are too wealthy of a country and too well positioned on the map to be so poor. There is no reason we should have the homelessness and the poverty, even for middle class people, that we have. I'm disgusted. And I wish I could live around my family, but I can't. Because to live there is to live in misery. I don't know if it's going to change. I don't know how to get my family out of there. I wish I could convince them to move to Asia. Come be with me. I can't do it. I can't convince them. They have jobs. They have jobs that they have to show up for. My job I can do anywhere. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. It's changed the course of my life drastically because I'm out here. I never in my life dreamt of traveling to other continents, going to Asia, going here, going there. I didn't even do it as much for fun. I did it more so for survival. I did it more so to get off of the Titanic before it would sink. Because why would I see the way things are going, be able to make the analysis that 5 years from now the country will go to shit, and then comfortably sit there and continue my life? I can't do that. I can't sit there with my head in the sand and pretend like everything's fine. So I don't know if anyone can relate to this. I'm going on a bit of a tangent, sure. But ultimately, this is facts. And look, if you're mad about it in the chat, I don't give a fuck. You're in my house right now, bitches. So if you don't like what I have to say, go fuck yourself. You're in my house, at my table. I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say. And these are the facts. These are the facts, bro. We're speaking the facts. And a lot of people agree with me. Winston says, that's going to be in Ireland at this time. They put you in jail for talking or text. Yeah, Winston, the only country that's worse than Canada for that is, right now, is the UK. But the thing is, I'm not going to sit there and wait until we get there. If we're moving towards being in that place and it's confirmed and they're actively taking steps to get us there, why would I sit and wait? Why would I sit and wait? It doesn't make any sense to me. Let me calm down. I'm upset now. No, I'm upset because it's bullshit, dude. I'm sick of fucking people who are twice my age making decisions that are going to fuck my life up, and then I have to pay for it. And I know a lot of you guys feel the same. And the reason I speak so vehemently on this is because most of the people who feel the way I feel can't leave. Do you guys know how lucky I am to have gotten out at the age that I am with no kids, no wife? Oh, fuck, I'm spilling. Why would they fill this up so much? But do you guys know how lucky I am? Like, people aren't able to just leave. That's the other part I'm considering, because I'm sitting here saying, why would you stay? Why would you stay? I got to take a step back myself and maybe look at my privilege, because I'm able to leave. I work on the internet, so I can do whatever I want. Where am I in Asia? I'm in Malaysia right now. But I just go everywhere, bro. I'm on the road like a rolling stone, baby. I don't want to settle in one place. I want to go see the world. Now that I'm out here, I'm like, shit, I'm so close to all these countries now. I'm like, if I'm right next to China, I'm right next to Singapore, I'm near India, I'm like, fuck it, let's go. Let's go make some content. What country would you guys go to? If you could pick one city or one country to visit, what would it be? I think my number one bucket list, because I already did my bucket list countries of Thailand, Vietnam. Actually, Vietnam wasn't even on it. That was a spur of the moment thing. My other bucket list is, honestly, it's really random. I think Oman. What a random place to want to go. But Oman, in the Middle East, that's one of the places I really want to visit. Of course, Dubai, Qatar, I want to go to. I think what I'm doing is work. Yeah, I certainly do. Speaking of that, thank you for the super chat, James. I really appreciate it. Kelly, bad timing. James says, move to the land of the free. We are not getting arrested for free speech here. God bless. I love America. And shout out to James. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I love America. I mean, I think America's a phenomenal country. The only thing they need to deal with is the economy. Because the cities that I want to live in America, I can't afford. It's just that simple. I got to get my money up. And I take responsibility for that. Because look, somebody can afford it. So if they can afford it, they're no better than me. They aren't more skilled than me. So I got to make sure to go there. But yeah, I would move to New York. I would move to Miami. But for me, America is where you go when you've made your money. Or at least enough capital to start doing cool shit. Because guys, like, the only thing standing in between me and all of these crazy live streams and interviews is just the money. I have the connections. I have the network. I have the on-camera experience. I literally just need the money. And we're doing millions of views while I'm fucking poor. So it's like, once I get the money, it's over. I'm doing numbers while I'm poor, bro. Nobody can say that. That's the thing. All of these streamers, bro, all your favorite streamers are funded. They couldn't do shit if they were poor. They couldn't pull 2 viewers if they were poor. Some of the stuff in the chat is really confusing. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but that's okay. Listen, I'm just background noise for some of you guys. If you guys are just listening in the background, you guys can talk to each other. That don't bother me. That doesn't bother me at all. What else is happening in the world, guys? Is anything happening? I feel like it's kind of a slow news day. There was this video of Trump getting booed. Oh, yeah, this is a new angle. This is so... I know this really, really hurt Trump's feelings, man, because... Not his feelings, but I'll say his ego. I think it hurts his ego. And I'm not here to pile on Trump, but I just think this is objectively funny. Listen to the booing. Oh. That is crazy, dude. You got to have balls of steel to go through that and just be like, all right, let's keep it going. What's the next meeting? What's the next thing? Like, to be unfazed by that level of criticism. And I'm working on this every day. And I think the streams are good too, because I've had people talk so much shit to me in the chat, it doesn't even affect me anymore. So I think I'm kind of getting more like Trump. Like, there's literally... My whole thing is I don't care about letters, because any word that you tell me is just letters. I care about numbers. So if the numbers are doing good, that's all I care about. I don't care about letters. I care about numbers. So there's no letters you can piece together to insult me. And I think Trump is the same way. I aspire to have this level of not giving a fuck, because I feel like you'd have so many more things done. The amount of time wasted by sitting and thinking, was I right or was I wrong? Imagine if you just didn't give a fuck. Because people are rewarded for action, not thought. That's why you see all these people. Why do you think all these successful people are criticized constantly, but they're so successful? You know, if all of these famous singers are so bad, and Trump is so bad, and Andrew Tate is so bad, and everybody's so bad, why are they winning so much? It's because they do action. They don't sit around thinking and speaking. They act. And action is what you're rewarded for. That guy Lloyd says, Cassius, as an American, I'd like to see my way out of this country in the coming years. What country would you recommend for an American to move to? That's a phenomenal question. I would say, well, it depends what you want, first of all. I think if you're looking to save money and budgeting is at front of mind, I would definitely say Asia. Vietnam would be the top spot if you really want to make your money stretch. Thailand, Philippines, if you want the beaches. And if you don't care about money, I would say like Switzerland or something. Or maybe somewhere in the Emirates. But it just depends what your budget is. But yeah, I would say definitely like coming out to this, these countries has been a super nice change for me. Everything feels easier. It's like I don't want to make an overly sweeping generalization here, but day-to-day activities and going to the grocery store, when you don't have the level of financial stress that you have back home, it just feels like you feel lighter. I'd never been to a grocery store before. Because, guys, look, I'm a creator, and I've worked regular jobs before I was a full-time creator. I work for other clients right now as well. I do all types of jobs. But I've never made millions of dollars here. So going to buy groceries in Canada, I don't know if people know this, we pay the most for food, more so than USA and the UK, in the modern world. Canada pays the most for food. They pay the most for phone bills. They pay the most for everything. We're paying substantially more for everything at a base level. Plus, if we're outsourcing things, buying things from America or whatever in US dollar, our dollar's shit too. So we're paying more for a lot. We're paying more for a lot. And I'd never gone to get groceries and not had to like check my account, see how much money I have, be doing budgeting. When you walk out of a grocery store with a full cart and it costs you $25, that's a different level of freedom. That's a feeling that I really hope people can feel. And it's nice. I've never been to a grocery store. What are you talking about, bro? Is that what you just got from what I told you? That's hilarious. Hey, shout out to Lois. Lois in the chat. Yeah, man. What else is happening? Should we look at this Matt Damon clip? I feel like these actors are just so boring. I don't know. These actors are... Do we care about actors? It says Netflix deliberately dumbs down dialogue because viewers simply don't follow the plot. Okay, that's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting.
Experience of watching at home, I think, you know, you're watching in a room, the lights are on, other shit's going on, the kids are running around, the dogs are running around, whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's just a very different level of attention that you're willing to, or that you're able to give to it. And that has a big effect. And it also ends up having an effect, or is starting to have an effect on how you make movies. Like, for instance...
Okay, hang on a second. Okay, you're right. You're right, Bit. I might have trailed off there for a second. How much is a gallon of milk? I didn't buy milk in Vietnam, actually. I don't even drink milk. It would be like $1 USD. That guy says, Thailand has been a big consideration for me because of the culture and the welcomeness to white immigrants. That and the Muay Thai. Yeah, dude, totally. No, listen, if you're just being straight up and you want to be accepted as a white immigrant, Thailand is the best country to go to. 100%. Vietnam is a little bit more in the middle. I feel like when I'm in Vietnam, I get stared at a lot more. Also, though, to be fair, I dress, I don't want to say flashy, but I definitely don't dress modestly. I got the Yeezys on. I got different pairs of shoes that people have never seen. I got, bright T-shirts, graphic design shirts. So, like, people notice me, especially when I'm walking around Vietnam. They look at me. And then here in Malaysia, actually, I'm making a video about this soon, but I would say this is actually the least welcoming country I've been to so far. And I mean that with all due respect. There's some great people here that I've met, and there's very friendly people in Malaysia. Don't get me wrong, but they don't give a shit about tourists, and I think they would actually prefer if the tourists weren't here. I've heard this from some people. Basically, they're cool if you come to Malaysia for a week and get out. They don't want white people here. That's just the facts. I'm sorry to say it so bluntly. They don't want white people here. They don't want black people here. Here it's mostly Muslim, mostly Indian, and then Chinese. That's what it is here. So here, I feel like I'm a stranger in a strange land, to be honest with you guys. I was walking around last night in the nightlife district, and people are looking at me like, who the fuck is this guy? Not to mention it's the low season, so there's no tourists around right now. There's no tourists around. So people are looking at me not in the most welcoming way here in Malaysia, actually. It feels a little more cold here. A little more cold here. Okay, sorry guys. I wanted to answer you and speak with you folks before playing this clip. So let's play this one. So Matt Damon says that Netflix is dumbing down the dialogue because people are too stupid to understand it. What is this?
Experience of watching at home, I think, you're watching in a room, the lights are on, other shit's going on, the kids are running around, the dogs are running around, whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's just a very different level of attention that you're willing to, or that you're able to give to it. And that has a big effect. And it also ends up having an effect, or is starting to have an effect on how you make movies. Like, for instance, Netflix, the standard way to make an action movie that we learned was, you usually have like 3 set pieces, one in the first act, one in the second, and one in the third. And, they kind of ramp up, and the big one with all the explosions, and you spend most of your money on that one in the third act. That's your kind of finale. And now they're like, can we get a big one in the first 5 minutes to get somebody, we want people to stay tuned in. And it wouldn't be terrible if you reiterated the plot 3 or 4 times in the dialogue, because people are on their phones while they're watching, you know what I mean?
Oh, no.
And so then,
man, movies are so cooked. Hollywood is cooked, dude. I've been thinking about it. I don't know how the movie industry is actually going to bounce back, because they're dealing with streaming. They're dealing with people having no attention spans whatsoever. They're dealing with the fact that movie theaters are basically going out of style. I mean, it's still a thing, sure, but it's still a thing like newspapers are still a thing in some places. Yes, it exists, but it's not really that popular. And now we have AI coming around the corner. So I'm really not sure what Hollywood is going to do. I think they just need to chill a little bit and wait things out. Because when you're in a transition period, sometimes you have to wait until the transition occurs. What I feel right now is Hollywood is grasping. They're grasping for anything they can hang on to try to make a good movie. But a month from now, the whole business will have changed again, because AI will have something new, or Netflix will have something new. So I would say, obviously they're going to keep making movies. Maybe they should just chill off making movies for a little bit. What do you guys think? What is this? Kick streamer Connor was recorded and pressed by a leftist who was convinced he was an ICE agent. What the fuck? No.
Is the incident for the family dispute?
What's up?
Hi, are you law enforcement?
Huh?
Are you law enforcement? Are you law enforcement?
No, why?
Are you law enforcement?
No, why?
Are you law enforcement?
Bro, is this a simulation? Oh, is this like one of those ICE things or something?
Cool, thank you. Good to know. Are you law enforcement? I'm just gonna grab your car here.
Okay, yeah,
She's
go ahead.
so paranoid.
Yeah, it looks like you're law enforcement.
Yeah.
Just gonna make sure.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. It's one of those people, dude.
And what does she plan on doing about it if he was? Lady, you weigh 90 pounds. You don't exactly sound intimidating. What do you plan on doing if he was in ICE?
Those people, dude. Bro, she's still saying it. How'd you know, dude?
Hi, do you have your flashers on?
How'd you know I was law enforcement? What gave it away?
Your blue lights were flashing, friend.
Oh, no way, dude. Look at her vlogging away. Look at her. She thinks she's onto something. Look at her. Oh my God. Look at her. She thinks she's onto something.
She does too.
She thinks she's onto something. Look at her. My blue lights were flashing, by the way. Let's see my blue lights. With a fucking mannequin in the front seat. That is hilarious. That's hilarious. You're going on Facebook. They think you're ICE. Bro, that's hilarious, bro. See, sometimes the content just comes to you, bro. Oh, there she is.
Yeah. For real, though. This dude just got a gold mine of content. He's just sitting there.
There she is. Oh, she's walking away. How retarded do you feel right now?
I don't know. How retarded do you feel?
Are you even allowed to say that word?
Are you allowed to
You just said that word. You just said the R word. That's not going to sound good on your Facebook post. By the way, there is a mannequin in the front seat. I'm live on kick.com/Connor. I'm not a cop, retard. So yeah, give me promo. Kick.com/Connor.
Yes, I love this. I love the way he handled this.
Wait, there is a mannequin in the front seat. I'm live on kick.com/Connor. I'm not a cop, retard. So yeah, give me promo. Kick.com/Connor.
Thank you, Finch.
Kick.com/Connor. Kick.com/Connor. How retarded do you look and feel right now that I'm not a cop? Kick.com/Connor, retard. For the fact that she said I saw your blue lights when they're when they're yellow, flashing is hilarious.
By the way, can we come up with a new word for people who are actually mentally disabled and then reclaim retard as an actual insult? Because retard as an insult is a prime insult. I think it's such a great word to use. See, someone's going to clip this. Watch. I'm going to run for office one day and someone's going to clip this. And they're going to play. Retard is a great word to use. But I'm saying if you're not saying it to someone disabled, if you're saying it to a person who's just a retard, like who's just an idiot is what I mean. It's a great word. We need to just come up with a new word for people who are actually disabled and then reclaim retard.
Hilarious. She's still there just recording. Look at her.
That's horrible. My prime minister campaign is foiled already.
Owner of the property wants to cancel the call. The person on site is a termite guy, and he's allowed to be there, and that it's a false alarm.
Yeah, I want to see her POV.
Hey, since you don't know your colors, I'm gonna put my lights on again for you. I want you to see if you see any blue. You see any blue or not?
Are you the guy that was like calling me the R word?
You can't do that now. You already said it. I got it clipped. Kick.com.
The R word is insane.
/Connor if you want to see her say the hard R. I got it clipped.
What's your plan here, friend?
I got it clipped.
What's your plan?
What do you mean?
Yeah, like, so are you just like observing with your dummy in the car?
Yeah, so I go around.
Yeah, so like, what's your plan? Like,
Bro, just kiss already, you two. What the hell is this? Just kiss.
Are you anti-ICE? Are you pro?
I go around and follow the cops just like you're doing, and you came up to me.
Oh no, I didn't follow the cops, baby. I'm just like observing as a pedestrian. So you're you're trailing them, honey.
Yeah, so I follow and see what they're doing.
Oh, you follow them, so they're doing, and then you're like,
I like that,
these
Clyde.
are cool guys?
What do you mean these are cool guys? I film what they do.
Just as an observant.
Yeah, observant. Yeah.
No slant.
Huh?
No slant.
What does that mean?
Well, you know, you want to say you have no slant, you're an observer, but
Mhm.
you're trying to create jeopardy and to agitate people into saying the R word, and the R word is
Okay, but who came up to who first?
All right, I'm not going to watch another 3 minutes of this, to be real.
Video games anymore.
Let's see if the ending is entertaining. I'm not going to sit here and listen to this idiot. Because at a certain point, as the streamer, why don't you just drive away? Like, I understand you're getting content, but bro, like, just drive away for real. It's not that serious.
Cool guy. Man, this should be your role model, little boys. This little man who lives in his mother's basement and plays video games and cosplays as somebody who goes out.
I actually open Pokemon cards. I don't play video games anymore.
What a cuck for a buck. Cool story, bro. Lame.
The mannequin is killing me. Even he thinks she's crazy.
Cuck for a buck. Cool story, bro.
He's like, bruh, somebody shut this chick up.
Lame as fuck.
Thanks for the content.
Cuck for a buck.
Thanks for the.
I like this guy. I gotta start watching streamers. You guys know the funny thing about me? The only time in my entire life I ever watch streamers is with you guys. Because here's the thing, my whole life is content. So when I'm not doing this, I'm editing the clips from the stream. When I'm not editing the clips from the stream, I'm doing an interview. When I'm not doing an interview, I'm out filming. When I'm not filming, I'm working on edits for my other clients. I do like 15 to 20 short clips a day. So I don't feel at the end of a workday like watching other people's content. I genuinely don't do it. So it's interesting for me to watch it with you guys, but also I feel like I kind of should watch it because I think it gives me a better idea of the landscape that I'm in. It's weird though. It's like I feel like one of these rappers who doesn't listen to rap. It's like I'm just in the space working and I'm not a consumer of it. Yeah, truth. Why don't they follow around criminals and see what they do? That's a good point. Why not? What is this? So this says massive amounts of Albertans just formed a huge line to sign a petition to secede from Canada and potentially become the 51st state after gaining independence. What? See, what did I tell you guys earlier about an hour ago? You see how conservative Alberta is? So I guess Trump still does have a lot of supporters there. People are signing up for the 51st state, baby. 51st state. Do the Trump. Do the Trump.
Just goes on and on.
Oh, wow.
rung up because someone did that.
You think you're gonna hate? You think I hate?
Interesting. I wonder what it would actually be like if Alberta became the 51st state. Now, where I stand on this is it's actually an interesting concept. Not one that makes a lot of sense, but at least it makes more sense than making the country of Canada the 51st state. I don't even understand how this was a talking point for people and how Trump even figured this would be a possibility, because Canada is obviously a very large and very vast country, but more importantly, it's a country divided into provinces, which are of course the equivalent to states. So each province has their own provincial law, they have their own provincial legislations, and they have their own governance that decides the way those provinces operate, just like the United States. So the idea that Canada could be contained into one thing and be operating as a state logistically is pretty much impossible. That would involve abolishing all of the provincial governments. It just would never work. It literally makes zero sense whatsoever to make a country a state. But if you're going to a province, which is essentially the equivalent to a state, this is actually a conversation that makes sense. Now, the only issue that we're presented with is the fact that it's smack dab in the middle of Western Canada. So this would create havoc for all types of companies. I can only imagine trying to get in and out of Alberta from different provinces, neighboring provinces. It would create all kinds of unparalleled havoc, for sure. But at least it makes more sense than making a country a state. And honestly, that's probably one of the dumbest things I've ever heard Trump say, that he wants to make Canada a state. It just doesn't make any sense. How are you going to tell me Canada can be run as one big thing? That's like the USA getting rid of state government, or not state government. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Hey, man, Alberta might become the 51st state. Very interesting. It says, a Cleveland man has been sentenced to 19 years for robbing an armored vehicle at an ATM and stealing $300,000. He was identified through Instagram photos showing him with large amounts of cash. Oh, this is some GTA type scenario right here. Daniel, you guys want Canada, hey? You guys want Canada? 51st state? What are you guys going to do with it, though? Like, what is... To the Americans who want Canada, what will you do with Canada once you get it? What is the end goal? That's the only part that I'm not following exactly. What is the motivation? I would like to know what that's about.
Replenish the cash in the ATM. And while they are inside, a Dodge Durango backs into the parking spot next to their truck. The occupants remain inside the SUV. But when the guards emerge from the store, 3 gunmen, each wearing a mask, jump out of the SUV and confront guards at gunpoint. They take bags of cash from the bank truck, and one of the suspects gets behind the wheel and pulls away, nearly running over the lower legs.
You guys could barely see that, sorry.
Jump out of the SUV and confront guards at gunpoint. They take bags of cash from the bank truck, and one of the suspects gets behind the wheel and pulls away, nearly running over the lower legs of the guard on the ground. The other 2 suspects speed away in their SUV. Cleveland police responded to the robbery, and the bank truck that had been cleaned out.
This dude almost got his leg run over. That's insane. Hang on a second.
To the robbery, and the bank truck that had been cleaned out.
Dude, the fucking reflex on this guy.
And the bank truck that had been cleaned out was found abandoned in a nearby neighborhood.
Bro got away with his life and his leg. That's a big win. Strudy says, we'd welcome Alberta as Americans. The rest of Canada, y'all can keep that lefty shit. Yeah, I mean, look, Alberta's an outlier for sure. It's very different from the rest of Canada. And it's even been characterized as the Texas of Canada is how it's been characterized. So, I mean, if we're looking at what would gel the best with the states, yeah, it would be Alberta. I'm not going to lie. Wow. Look at this line here, guys. So this is in my hometown. The line just goes and goes. Can you imagine? I go home with my Canadian passport. Sorry, sir. You can't enter with this passport. What do you mean I can't enter with this passport? Well, sir, you're entering the United States. How do you expect to enter the United States? I mean, I could probably still enter, but you know what I mean. You guys know what the fuck I'm getting at. Like, how would my citizenship work? Would I still be a Canadian citizen or would I be an American citizen? I don't even know how that would work. Oh yeah, Lake Louise, baby. For anybody who's not familiar with that part of Canada, this is the Rocky Mountain part. Man, we used to go down there when I was a kid. We used to go camping every summer. And I'm not talking in an RV. I'm talking actually camping. Pitching a tent in the woods, fireplace, or wood, fire outside, catching fish and cooking them, bears outside. I'm a true blue Canadian, dude. I came from the wilderness. I came from playing in the trees. I was dating this girl in Vietnam, and we were in this beach town, and I wanted to sit on the beach at night. I said, let's go to the beach. She goes, no, it's dirty. She goes, it's dirty. It's dirty. I said, dirty? You're talking to a Canadian boy who grew up in the wilderness, bro. I was sleeping on the floor on a piece of cloth. You don't even know who you're dealing with right now. I would have dual citizenship. Interesting. That would actually, honestly, if I could become an American citizen, that would be impeccable. That would actually be impeccable. Because it would afford me so many more opportunities. I've spoken about this before, but being Canadian has been probably the biggest thing that's held back my career. Because the amount of opportunities that I could have accessed and that actually were available to me in America and still are, that I wasn't able to access before, is insane. If I would have been born in America, I think my life would look a lot differently right now. We just got to take the long way to do it. When you're from Canada and you're trying to break into the entertainment business, you can still do it. You just got to do it the long way. It takes a long time. Long, long time. But once you get in, you're in. Once you're in, you're in. Look at Justin Bieber. Dude was in. I remember Justin Bieber in Canada before he was famous. I didn't know him, but I remember he started popping off on YouTube, and we would hear about him on the radio stations. But it was very Canadian still. Because when you're stuck in the Canadian system, it's contained. It doesn't have this virality that it spreads around the world until it breaks out. So I remember we would hear about this kid from Stratford. That's where he was from, Stratford, Ontario. This kid with a guitar, he sits outside and plays in Stratford. And now he's starting to do shows. And now he's starting to get a buzz and this and that. The second that kid got to America, world famous. Because there's no system for you to become world famous in Canada unless you literally do it on your own. You could become famous off of YouTube views, but that's you doing it on your own. And it's not based on where you're from. You could do that from India too, in a cave somewhere. So there's no system for you to climb the ladder for any sort of star system in Canada. There's no such thing. So sure, you could say, oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but I think it's a valid observation. Hey, thank you so much for the super chat, James. I really appreciate it. He says, move to Alberta. Right now, they are having referendum on becoming the 51st state. That's your ticket, bro. Exactly, brother. Yeah, we just looked at some of the videos, so it's very exciting for some people. I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, again, if it could be a net positive, I'm cool with it. My thing is not my initial reaction to the idea. I may have an initial reaction as a Canadian to the concept of being an American, technically, if they make the change. But for me, it's not about my initial reaction. It's about the result. So if that was to happen, and let's say the country becomes a lot better, the state becomes a lot better, we're making more money, I'm down with that. I don't know if Albertans need guns. That's the only thing I'm a little worried about. I don't know if Albertans need guns, bro, because Albertans are crazy enough without guns. That shit would be crazy. Trade Minnesota for Alberta. Dude, what's going on in Minnesota, by the way? It seems like every day there's just horrible news coming out of Minnesota, like year after year, though. It seems like a miserable place to live. I'm not even talking down on it. I have nothing against it. It just seems like a challenging place to live. The governor's on crack. The crime is out of control. It's not safe. ICE is going crazy. You wouldn't get state status. We would keep you as a territory. All your truck drivers if they need guns. Or ask my truck drivers if they need guns. I don't want the truck drivers to have guns because most of them are immigrants who can barely even drive, and that's a fact. I hate to say it. Again, it may not sound nice. It may sound, I don't care how it sounds. It's a fact. A lot of these dudes shouldn't even be behind the wheel. Take a look at the accidents happening from a lot of these people coming in. Can't take indigenous land. Gwyneth, I admire the ideology of that statement, but I think it's a little late for that. That's another big conflict in Canada that, frankly, I don't want to deal with. Frankly, I don't want to deal with it, dude. Listen, if you want your land, you can have it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to be disputing with people. I don't want to have to be making disclaimers before a hockey game like this stupid. It's enough. I can't deal with this shit. I got shit to do. I have a life to attend to. I mean, before every hockey game in Canada, you have an announcement. Some dude comes on the screen and says, this is occurring on Treaty 6 territory, and this is not your land, and you shouldn't be here. I'm sorry. Do you think that's what I want to hear before watching a hockey game in the country that I was born in? Because I didn't quite decide to be born here. You see, I sort of just woke up one day and I was here. So the idea that I should have to pay for the people who settled me here 100 years ago, I should have to pay their debt because I was born here, just not by my own accord. I just woke up here one day and now I'm in trouble. I'm not buying that, and I don't want to deal with that shit. It gets really annoying. It really gets annoying. So, yeah, I don't mean to trash people. I don't mean to come off as cold or anything, but these are just the facts. So, yeah, guys, we'll be back on live tomorrow. I don't really want to get off, actually, but I have a lot of shit to do tonight. And Lois, I appreciate it. And look, I would have this conversation even with my other Native friends. I have tons of Native friends. It's not about that. At the end of the day, it's just the facts. You can't pick your parents, Pat, exactly. You realize Canadians are also Americans, right? What do you mean by that? Not worth chatting here. You don't got to announce your departure, Gwyneth. You can just go. You don't have to announce it. Nobody's too concerned about it. So yeah, guys, I think that pretty much does it for tonight. I don't really want to get off, but I kind of have to. I'll be back on tomorrow. We're live every single day unless there's like a travel day or something crazy. But for the most part, it's every single day. Make sure to come and hop on tomorrow. Shout out to all the new subscribers who've been showing love. I really, really have been having a great time on all of these streams. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Every day it just gets more and more fun. So yeah, make sure to show some love and hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed it. And make sure to hit the like. If you want to support the channel too, consider hitting that join button down below and becoming a channel member. Basically, this gives you a cool badge. It gives you access to some perks on the channel. But mostly it just says, hey, I like what you do. Here's a cup of coffee every month. It's like $4 a month USD just to show support for the channel. Obviously completely unsponsored. I run everything I do out of pocket. So shout out to all the super chatters. Shout out to everybody showing love. It goes a long way for me putting all of my hard-earned time and effort and cash into these streams. And James, you're saying if you were born on the American continent, oh yeah, no, 100%, yeah. No, that's true. That's so true. Completely agree. So James, come check in with me tomorrow. Lois, come check in with me tomorrow. I can't wait to see you guys. You're tired of my voice? Then why are you here 2 hours into the stream, you fucking retard? That's the thing I don't understand. Listen, you could not pay me to watch something that I don't like. If there's something that I see that I don't like or I'm not vibing with it, I'm not watching it. So the fact that you are watching it and you are here talking to me, you're literally a retard. You have the internet at your disposal. There's not a gun to your head. You're literally retarded. So I hope you enjoyed it and get ready to hear my voice a lot more, a lot louder, a lot more frequently. Good night, everybody.